Every day, thousands of travelers drive along this stretch of the Saratoga Highway between Hampton Roads and the Outer Banks. Most of them probably have no idea that this unassuming gas station houses one of the most impressive pinball arcades on the East Coast. This is Flippers, convenience and arcade, and laser tag, and laundromat? Hey, I'm Chris the PinballNoob, and me and the Pinball wife are headed down to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And no trip to the Outer Banks would be complete without stopping at Flippers, which is what I consider to be one of the best pinball places on the East Coast. I'll give you a little tour of the inside and show off some of the cool games they have. Flippers is located in Grandy, North Carolina, about 30 minutes from the Outer Banks. So it's the perfect place to fuel up and stop for a few rounds of pinball before your beach day. Or if you're like me, maybe plan your trip around it and spend the whole day there. While it looks like a regular gas station and convenience store on the outside, this entire building is mostly one big arcade. The front section features a bunch of arcade and redemption games, but the real star of the show here is the massive pinball section in the back. There are around 70 pinball machines back here, ranging from vintage games from the 60s and 70s to some of the newest and even some of the rarest games I have ever seen available to the public. The games are set to coin drop, and the newer ones use a card swipe system, with prices ranging from $0.25 to $1. They are very well maintained, with very few games being out of service. The machines get rotated constantly, with new games showing up all the time. The highlights of this trip were the brand new King Kong and Harry Potter games. I've played King Kong before, but this was my first time seeing Harry Potter, and it definitely lived up to the hype. It's a completely packed world under glass, with a ridiculous amount of shots and mechs all over the playfield. The light show was incredible, which is typical for a Jersey Jack machine, and the theme integration was perfect. It was a little overwhelming playing it for the first time, because I really had no clue what was happening or what to shoot, but I was constantly surprised by all the cool mechanisms everywhere, like the crazy wand ball lock or the little upper Quidditch playfield. I'm definitely looking forward to getting some more time on this game soon. Some other highlights on this trip were some very rare games that you hardly ever see on location, like this Big Bang Bar. Capcom originally only made 14 prototypes for this game before the project was canceled, and years later some dedicated fans were able to purchase the rights and managed to make 100 of them. It's a very crazy story, and I encourage you to look up the details if you're interested, but Flippers has number 9 out of 100 available to play, which is a very special opportunity. They also have a James Bond 60th anniversary machine, which is a retro-style game made recently by Stern, and was sold for $20,000. Only 500 were made, and they're pretty hard to find since operators aren't putting these out for the public to beat up. They have a Stargazer, which is a very valuable classic game made by Stern in the 80s. You really don't see many of these, and this one is a great example that's a lot of fun to play. And then there's this King of Diamonds machine, which is some kind of remake of Gottlieb's 60s classic, done by a company called Retro Pinball. I couldn't find much more information about it, but apparently only 55 were made. It's a unique experience playing a brand new game that feels exactly like something from the 1960s. I'm not going to go over every single game I played, but there's just so much cool stuff here, like Labyrinth, Dungeons & Dragons, Elton John, The Big Lebowski, which is one of my personal favorites. Really just so much stuff. It's impossible to play it all in one visit, and I highly recommend stopping here and checking it out the next time you're passing through the area. Or hey, if you're really into pinball, it's worth making a special trip just to go to Flippers. Let's be honest, incredible beaches, restaurants, and coastal entertainment options in the nearby Outer Banks are just icing on the cake.